Hi everybody, Kira here, Island Socialist on Instagram, and my blog is islandsocialist.com. Today I have the beautiful Esmeralda with me because we are showing you guys the lovely Style Arc Astoria knit dress. So I mentioned this dress in my holiday wardrobe plans video, and then I also showed you a little bit of sneak peek photos of me wearing it on my trip to Panama. And I did promise that I would come back and do individual review videos for all of the patterns that I spoke about. I'm starting with this one because this is my favorite and it seems to be you guys' favorite as well. So this is my first time working with a Style Arc pattern. I've heard a lot about them, I've seen them all over social media, but I did come across a lot of negative reviews, and this is why I took so long to take the plunge and finally make up one of their patterns. So a lot of people say that the instructions are pretty much non-existent and because of that it's hard to put together the pattern. And as an advanced beginner, yes, I consider myself an advanced beginner, I was really scared to try because like even with some of the big 4 patterns, sometimes I struggle with the instructions. I am like 90% self-taught, so sometimes I don't grasp the concepts, but I'm definitely getting better. But this was such a breeze. Like, I don't know if it's just this pattern, but to me, I don't think there's anything to be afraid of. If you are like me and you are afraid of trying a Style Arc pattern, I would say this one you can definitely go for, because I had no issues at all in relation to instructions. And you would think it would be complicated because of all this twist-tie stuff going on, but honestly, like, if you know how to use a machine, the basic stitches or a serger, you're good to go. Nothing complicated at all. So while I'm talking about the pattern company itself and instructions and so forth, I just want to mention here that I did have one minor issue. I mean, I got over it, but it's just something that I would change if I were the owner of that pattern company, and it's that they don't have layers. And I prefer when PDF patterns have layers, so you can just choose your size or sizes if you need to grade, and you don't have to worry about printing 20 lines and trying to decipher which one is yours. So that was the case with this. I actually had to grade 3 sizes. So I graded from a size 12 at the top to a 10 at the waist and then out to a 14 hip. And I had to print every single size and then do the grading and try to cut. And in places like the necklines and the armholes, it got really, really complicated with all of those lines. So that was the only downfall in my opinion. Apart from that, I would say that this pattern is drafted extremely well. The sizing was on point. I went according to the size chart and it came out exactly as I expected. There is a 1/4 inch seam allowance, so you could just whip this up on a serger really quickly if you have one. If not, you just use your zigzag stitch, but I did do mine on the serger. Speaking of serger, I don't know if you can see behind me that my serger is pretty much having open belly surgery at the minute. Yeah, my serger broke, and if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen me getting all teary-eyed on Instagram stories because my serger broke and it had me extremely down, and I completely lost my sojo. Anyway, none of that depressing stuff. With everything going on right now, I want my channel to be a place where you can just come and have fun and enjoy watching. I don't have to worry about anything that's gonna have you feeling down. So yes, back to the Style Arc Astoria knit dress, which is, by the way, my new favorite dress. And at the end of this video, I'm going to show you 2 fabrics that I have chosen to make more of these. And I think I only want to make one other one right now and then use the other fabric for something else. I'm going to have you guys vote on which fabric I should use to make another one of these. Okay, so in terms of changes that I made to the pattern, because if you look at my dress and you look at the line drawings, I think you could clearly see that it's not exactly the same. So I knew that I wanted this to be a pretty casual dress for my trip to wear with either sandals or sneakers. So that is one of the reasons why I chose this fabric. This is a double brushed jersey. I don't want to say double brushed poly because I still believe there is some sort of cotton content in this fabric. And I really wanted it to be casual, which is why I have the rolled up sleeves, and it is a much shorter dress than the original pattern. So the exact changes I made: short on the top, 1 inch. I think you guys know by now that I'm short-waisted and I have to shorten every living thing under the sun. So 1 inch. These sleeves I shortened a whole 2 inches because it's not a 3/4 sleeve, but it's like, it would probably reach me about here, like right above the elbow. So I shortened 2 inches, and then this is turned up 1 inch and then turned up another inch. So it's shortened 2 inches and turned up 2 inches. And then for the skirt, at the lengthen and shorten line, I took off 2.5 inches. So in total, the dress is shortened 3.5 inches. And technically, if you include these folds, the sleeves are actually 4 inches shorter than they should be if you make it according to the original pattern. So another thing I think that is important to mention is that this dress is not a fitted dress, which is why I went down 1 size in the waist, because I wanted mine to be just the slightest bit more fitted in that area. But it's actually a very loose t-shirt dress, and if I turn around the back, you will see that it's like very, very, very loose in the back. There are absolutely no darts in the back, no sort of shaping except the grading that I did to create the shaping in the dress. So I love the fact that it's pretty loose. You don't have to worry about anything showing that you don't want to show, etc. So the main feature of the dress is obviously this twist tie section, and I'm going to undo it so you can see what it looks like. So it's actually 2 ties. One comes out from the left side seam and the other one is at the center of the top. So this top is actually cut as an entire piece. It's not cut on the fold. There's no center seam or anything. And you finish the tie first, and then you'll attach that to the skirt. And then when you're attaching this side seam, you will attach this tie. I really love the way this goes together. It's very clever, and it's not what I expected at all. I was really scared about making this dress for absolutely no reason. The one thing I would say is that these ties, when you're wearing the dress, they kind of need a little zhuzhing throughout the day. So you do need to fix them every now and then just to make sure that they're sitting correctly. And all of this gathering and twisting here really helps to make the waist look smaller. So all of that being said, I absolutely love this dress. And like I said before, I am definitely going to be making more of these. Oh yes, one more thing I forgot to say is that one of the reasons why I sewed the entire thing up on my serger, well, apart from because that was easier, is also because my machine just refused to sew this fabric, and I have no idea why. Even with a ballpoint needle and trying different sizes of needles, I even tried my walking foot and it just wasn't having it. So I actually had to do a twin needle hem by putting tissue paper underneath. I guess the fabric was just a little bit too slinky, and that is a tip that I have mentioned on my channel before, but just in case you've never heard of this before, which I highly doubt, one of the things you could do when you're sewing knit fabric that either tends to pucker or stretch while sewing is to put tissue paper underneath to help it glide over the feed dogs without the feed dogs even coming in contact with the fabric, and that will really help. I know you can use knit to tape as well, but we don't have that here. So what I did was save all of my tissue paper from Christmas gifts, and I have them stashed in my sewing room for any time I need to do this trick. Okay, so now to show you the 2 fabrics that I picked out to make another version of this dress. So these are the 2 fabrics I have as options to make another style arc ASTORIA knit dress. This one you would have seen already if you watched my Panama fabric haul, because I bought this fabric there. And this one is a double brushed poly. And it has chains, it has animal prints, it looks a little bit designer-esque. And actually, the colors are pretty similar. It has black and then it has the orange. I guess I have a thing for orange right now. So that is the first option. I'm not too sure if because of this print It's going to hide the twist and tie effect. That is the one thing I'm worried about. And then my other one is a new fabric that just came in the mail. And this is from Fabric Mart. And I bought this when they had $4.99 shipping the other day, as well as 60% off. So obviously I went a little bit ham. So this is the Fresh Lime, Muted Sage and Navy polyester lycra tie-dye double brushed jersey. So it is pretty much almost this exact fabric, but in lime and navy. So I don't know if it's lame to make another one of this dress in like the exact fabric in a different color. Is that lame or is that normal? You guys let me know which fabric you prefer for my next version of this dress. So yeah, I think I've covered everything about this dress. I mean, there isn't much to say. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I actually had fun putting this together. Like, it was fun for me to go through the instructions and try to figure it out. It was a little challenge that I gave myself, although it ended up not being challenging because it was actually easy to do. I really don't know why I was scared. For my next one, I think I may lengthen it just a little bit so that I can wear it to something a little bit more formal, maybe church, I'm not too sure. And also the neckband, I think I'm going to sew at a smaller seam allowance because I prefer just a slightly thicker neckband, like 3/8 of an inch to 1/2 inch is my preference. So yes, that is it for my review of the Stylac Astoria knit dress. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you love my dress as much as I do. Do not forget to let me know which fabric to use for the next one. Thank you guys for joining me for another video. If you have not subscribed already, I would really appreciate it if you click the subscribe button below. Also give me a thumbs up, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye!